Here we have our heavy duty degreaser. This is going to be used here in the back of the kitchen on any of our oven and grill cleaners. This is great for removing carbon or any heavy buildup here on the appliances. First, we're going to spray the application, thoroughly wet the surface. Next, we're going to come over with the pad that's used to help remove heavy carbon buildup. Any areas that have heavy buildup, we recommend to spray and let sit for 1 to 2 minutes. After thoroughly scrubbing, we're going to take our cloth and we're just going to wipe and ensure that we remove all chemical. And then we move on to the next process. Here we have our L, which stands for live bacterial and enzyme digestant. We're going to recommend that you apply this in your back of the kitchen food traps or any of the drains to eliminate any odor bacteria. This is going to be done each night. At the very end of the night, we're going to recommend that you're going to put 8 to 10 ounces down the drain. We're going to demonstrate that now. Next, we're just going to apply roughly a gallon of lukewarm water and just pour that down the drain. This is a critical process that is done, like we mentioned, at the very end of the night, as we want to let that product be able to sit overnight. And if this is done before we're done with the use of the kitchen area, that product won't be able to efficiently sit and kill any enzyme or bacteria odors that are going to come from the drain. So here we are in the restroom. We're going to demonstrate the mopping application of our BioClean. Our BioClean is a deodorant, digestant, and disinfectant. So again, we're going to thoroughly wet our mop. We always want to make sure that we're using a mop that is designated specifically for the restrooms, obviously a mop that's specifically for our lobbies, and then one that is specifically for our concession area. So this mop is for our restrooms. We want to avoid any cross-contamination. Okay, now we want to make sure that we're thoroughly wetting the floor, making sure getting under toilets. And again, as we said, that this is a digestant, so it's really going to help to break down any of our uric acid and things that cause bad and foul odor that we typically associate with a restroom. We're going to wet this floor a little more than we are somewhere in like the lobby area, because in this area we really want the chemical to have the time before it dries to penetrate into the floor and in the grout to help really eat up those digestants and those enzymes to prevent those foul odors. Here we have the BioClean chemical that was just demonstrated in the mopping application. This is going to be in the spray bottle application. We're going to recommend that you use this anywhere under the toilets and the urinals where you're going to get heavy uric acid buildup, which creates those really foul odors. So you're going to spray thoroughly under your urinals, on the grout areas and the tile. And we're going to let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes. And we want that to remain wet. So if it dries, then we need to spray more. And then after we've sprayed, we're going to come through and we're just going to wipe. Or you can come back over with a mop and just generally mop that area. But this is really going to help penetrate those areas where those odors build up and really create that foul smell. Here we have our Quick Clean. This is going to be used specifically inside the toilet bowls and the urinals. This is a multi-purpose line and scale remover. Now this is a caustic chemical, so we obviously want to make sure that we're using our proper PPE equipment. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to pour the chemical around the bowl, and we're going to let that sit for a few minutes and let that penetrate. Next, we're going to grab our toilet bowl brush, and we're just going to thoroughly get it wet, and then we're going to rub around the toilet and make sure that we're removing any of that line and scale buildup. if you're having a little trouble removing some buildup, then just apply more chemical and let sit for a longer period of time. Make sure that it's remaining wet, and then come back over and re-scrub. Now, after we scrub, we want to make sure that the first thing that we do is that we are going to clean the inside of the bowl or the urinal first before we clean the exterior. So after we have thoroughly scrubbed, we're going to rinse. And then now we can begin to use our chemical for cleaning the exterior of the toilet.